I do believe that, though we don't know the daily routine of people who are present before the Lord, certainly the martyrs show us that they can look at what's in the earth, they can ask questions of God, they can have conversations with each other. There is the passing of time. We have people in the book of Revelation in the present heaven who are worshiping, bowing in worship. We have people who are singing. We have people who are carrying palm branches. We have different types of things. On the new earth, and that's the present heaven, which is what you were asking about. But on the new earth, when it says his servants will serve him, that opens up a whole world and universe. What can a servant do to serve? What can a servant be called upon to do with the gifts and abilities and the resources of a world of endless resources to do today? Well, just about anything. And actually, as we think about that, we say, yeah, but we couldn't think now of anything that we would do then. Well, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God, 1 Corinthians 10:31. Doesn't that mean that whatever you do can indeed be done to the glory of God? Yeah. So on a new earth, could you build furniture to the glory of God? Could you make a painting to the glory of God? Could you compose music to the glory of God? Could you write a book to the glory of God? Could you read a book to the glory of God? Could you ride a bike or play tennis or golf to the glory of God? What do you think the answer to that is? At least theoretically, yeah, of course you could. No, we don't know that we'll do all those things. I actually think it is likely that we will. We'll have libraries, not only to check out the DVD and of history and earth, but will it have new contributions to the library? And will it have? We know there are books. Malachi 3 talks about a book that's being written telling the deeds of all God's people. And then we've got the book of life with the names written in it. And then we got the book of the works of people that's the basis of the judgment for Revelation 20. That relates to unbelievers, and maybe that will be folded up and there'll be no more reference to that. But the Malachi 3 scroll that God is keeping, he's keeping a record. Will we study those? Will we go places and do things with God's people, technology, science, arts, all of that to God's glory? I think there's every reason to believe we will. And the reason I say that is because I think the burden of proof should be on believing we won't do any of those things when God has shown us that we will have not only redeemed people, but a redeemed earth, redeemed culture, nations, bringing in to the city the treasures, the splendors of those cultures. Do you remember we'll finish with this. The Cecil B. DeMille, the Ten Commandments, and there's a portion where Moses, when he's still with Pharaoh, says they have conquered, though I don't know that term is used, Ethiopia, and so here are the Ethiopians. They're bringing tribute. The Ethiopians are walking forward, and you got the coal black skin, and you got the beautiful garments and all these colors, and he presents to Pharaoh Ethiopia and musical instruments and works of art and jewels, and all this magnificence is being brought before Pharaoh, who's terribly unworthy. Okay, so the analogy breaks down. But the idea of tribute, that's an example of a nation that's in subjection to another nation, bringing tribute to the head of state. So when these kings of the nations of the earth bring their cultural treasures into the gates of the city, what do they do with it? Well, bring it perhaps to the feet of the one who sits on the throne. Big difference with this one who sits on the throne from the pharaohs of old that so often degenerates, but the difference being that he's not only God, but everybody who lives in this world is here because of what he did for them. So the tribute is not simply bowing my knee to one who has conquered me, though there is a sense in which he has. But it's bowing my knee for one who died for me, so that I could live here in this place where I will be, I think, every moment overwhelmed with a sense of wonder and the grace of God that I'm even there.